We did a competitive sale this morning, and the floor is yours, Comptroller Green.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, council members. For the benefit of our newer council members and those in the audience, each year we issue tax revenue anticipation notes to bridge the gap between the time that we receive our tax payments in January, February. Until then, we have to do some short-term borrowing. This morning we issued $200 million in a competitive sale, and we had 6 firms that came in as low bidders. We had Citi that came in for $25 million, Goldman Sachs $50 million, Bank of America $50 million, RBC Capital $20 million, FTN came in at 2 different tranches at $10 million, and JP Morgan at $35 million, for a total of $200 million. The average tick on this was about 13 basis points. And we are asking that this council approve the award of the sale.
Moved and seconded. Councilmember Kubash, discussion.
Hello, former council member, Comptroller Green.
Good morning.
Are we broke?
We are not broke.
Are we going to be able to balance our budget and pay our past due bills?
That would be your job. I think you all have that today. You vote on the budget, as I've made very clear here. So whatever happens, you all are responsible for around the table.
Would you want me to go for this?
I do want you to vote for the award of the tax revenue anticipation notes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Boykin.
Oh, we broke. Controller, are there any MWBE firms up in here? And 8 of them?
No, these are all by competitive sale, and typically the smaller firms, some may be able to purchase these in smaller tranches, but this is a larger thing that we really don't concentrate on the MWBE firms. But they sometimes partner with them, so there may be some underlying that partner with them.
If you find one of them partnering with the MWBE firm, let me know.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Councilmember Wynn.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, Controller. My question is, ties in with line 19 of the budget amendment matrix, Councilmember Costello's proposal. Would moving the fiscal year negate the need for the anticipation note?
I don't believe it'll have an effect on it. We still will probably need to issue some short-term borrowing throughout the year, so we may have a smaller amount that we issue, but we'll still need to issue.
Councilmember Costello.
Thank you, Councilmember, for bringing up my amendment. Controller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. On an annual basis, because we're doing this annually, we spend about how much in payments?
Exchange payments this year, we are expecting to spend about $4.1 million. Last year we issued about $183 million, and we spent about $3.2 million in interest.
Okay, so if we did change the FY to what my amendment is, you're saying we'd have to offer some notes, but significantly amount less.
Well, I won't say significantly amount, not until we determine the needs, so what you all will vote on and what our needs are. But let me also give a caveat there. Interest rates will have an effect on it, as well as the premiums that we offer on bonds. So there's a very complicated formula there, but obviously if we have to issue less, we will issue less.
Thank you, Controller.
Councilmember Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to maybe reference a little bit of the MWBE question, all of these firms that we're dealing with are stockholder-owned companies, so a conglomerate of people own these stocks, and having worked for one of these types of companies, they all lead, as far as Fortune-type companies, in diversity councils and their recruitment of minorities across all of them. So understanding a lot of these companies, while they're not a pure play MWBE, they do have strong diversity makeup, and they do a very good job in that regard as well.
Would you like my response?
Yes, sir.
I think that some of these companies do recruit. I will be the first to tell you that none of them is where they should be. When you look at who we represent in a city like the city of Houston, but I think they are making great strides, but I will not go out and say that they all do a great job, because and all of these banks and all these bank presidents know what my issues are. These companies don't look like the city of Houston. But they are good banks, I will say that. They are good banks.
The makeup of probably 95% of the companies in this big book today probably don't reflect the makeup of the city of Houston as well.
Absolutely. And that's something that we need to change.
Councilmember Pitt.
Not yet. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Comptroller Green, for the great bids and for your work. On the question of our fiscal year, if it's moved from July to January, there still will be some prediction involved of how many revenues come in, since ad valorem taxes, I think, are not due until the end of January. And of course, in today's world, they've got a lot of contested value, so we don't know during the budget period, which will be in the fall. We probably will be relying on predictions, and probably will have to do the same amount of borrowing we're doing today, right? Do you think it would change the situation substantially? I believe you said not, that we would still have to issue the TANs to meet current obligations.
We would, but what we do every year is we just determine what we think our spending will be. So it could change. It's like last year we issued about 183 million. This year we did 200 million, and we may not use the entire 200 million, but we don't want to go out in the market and drive up the cost of borrowing. So we want to do it all at one time. So there may be some sort of an adjustment, but I would expect that if there is a shorter time period, then logically we would probably need to do less.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Moving to a vote on item 4, favoring, opposed, or actually this would be 4A. Favoring, opposed, item carries.
Thank you. Thank you.